G'day and welcome to another Pokemon Go video. So jumping straight into Go Battle League, and as you can see I am currently rank 17 with a win-loss ratio of about 60%, jumping into Holiday Cup. And I previously had Diggersby, Frosslass and a Alolan Marowak. I'm going to change out Frosslass for a Charm user, and the reason is because I mainly had Frosslass to deal with Altaria, and so Charm is going to be, and a Fairy type is going to be very, very good because the Dragon Breaths are just going to do next to no damage, and yeah, going to be able to absolutely chunk away at Altaria. So I'll swap in a Charm user and we'll see how we go. So I'm not sure if this is the right call or not. We'll see. So into the first match, and we get Vigoroth on the lead. So I'm going to swap straight into my Alolan Marowak here, and this is sort of okay, I guess. Got a shield off the bat, which is good. Got an extra couple of fast moves in before it could get its Rock Blast through. Yeah, it is the Rock Blast. So going to go one little over farm there and throw another Bone Club and see what they want to do. So Bone Club comes through and does a lot of damage. So I'm thinking, do I leave this go? So I'm going to let this go, and it doesn't actually KO, and I am able to get to another Bone Club here, and they have to go 2 shield down. So going to come out with my Diggersby here, because it doesn't matter what charge moves it throws. If it's got Stone Edge, Rock Blast or anything electric, I'm going to absolutely do nothing. So going to let that go. So Vigoroth comes back out. I'm going to let this go. I'm assuming it's going to be a Body Slam, which it is. And then going to save up and over farm just a little bit and then throw the Earthquake. Earthquake is doing a lot of damage, and then able to get to the Flamethrower, Fire Punch, sorry, just before they're able to get to their move. And then out comes the Obstagoon, and then I am going to be, with my Whimsicott, is going to be able to just fast move farm this thing down. Shielded that up. It is the Gunk Shot, so good shield there, and able to take that match. So Whimsicott did a pretty solid job there. Obviously Whimsicott in that matchup much better than Frosslass, so really good there. Happy with that choice. Into the next map, and their Charm match, and their Charm user is out the front, so Wigglytuff, and they swap into their Vigoroth, and so this is a questionable swap. So I think possibly this is going to be a Bulldoze. Bulldoze comes through and is obviously doing super effective damage. I'm going to overcharge just a little bit because I do want to force a shield on them, or and so close to being able to get to my next Bone Club before they're able to get to their next Bulldoze. I'm hoping we didn't CMP tie, because I will now be able to farm them down, which I am able to do. They they come in with their Obstagoon, and I'm going to go straight for the Bone Clubs because obviously Dark typing is going to be resisting all the ghost damage, and they're going to have to, spend a long time smashing me down. So I'm going to swap into my Diggersby here, just because I do have a better matchup with my Whimsicott on their Obstagoon. So I'm going to throw the Fire Punches. I've got shields, so they're generally going to be using them. I've only got the one shield, so I think I'm going to save that for my Whimsicott, and we'll see what they want to do here. So going to look to farm this all the way down, which I am able to do. And then going to shield up whatever they throw, expecting this to be a Night Slash, and it is. They don't get the boost, and then 2 charms down, 2 fast moves, and down goes the Obstagoon. So good game there, and able to take that one. So all is good. So we'll jump in. So Whimsicott, the Fairy typing is definitely coming in handy. Just happened to come up against back-to-back Obstagoons there, so works out really well, because obviously you don't want the ice typing to come up against fighting. So on the lead with the Drift Blimp, and then I swap into my Whimsicott, and they come in with their Alolan Marowak. So I'm going to throw the bigger of the 2 moves. So Moonblast, it is going to be resisted. Unfortunately, Fire spin damage is going to be doing a reasonable amount. I'm going to come in with my, well, obviously with the Diggersby, because the charge moves of the Alolan Marowak are just going to do absolutely nothing. I'm going to shield this one up. Expect it to be an Icy Wind. It is, and it did debuff me, but that's absolutely fine. And then out comes the Mandibuzz, and yeah, so this is just cheese. I cannot take the flyer in the back is, yeah, well, the Mandibuzz in the back. So being a normal flyer would be potentially okay. The fire spin damage, and I'm going to shield this up because fire spin is going to be the only thing that can really do any major damage to this, because they have 2 shields left, unfortunately. Fire punches from Diggersby is going to do absolutely nothing. I am going to still throw them, and we'll see how we go. But Diggersby into the Mandibuzz, even though it's got a defense debuff, is not going to be doing enough to win this match. And we'll see if they want to swap out. They have got lowered defense, and there it is. There's a swap out into a very, very healthy Drifblim, which is going to be able to debuff me straight away. And there's nothing I can do. So this is GG's right here. So it was GG's a long time ago, but I thought I'd give it a go, and I'll leave that. I'll spare them the pain of having to take me all the way down, even though I did push to the very end. So we'll jump into the next one and see how we go. So Graveler, so Alolan Graveler is a really good matchup for me, and here is the Altaria. And so what I've realized here is, because I've picked Whimsicott, the flying type is probably not going to be, so because it's grass as well, and they've got double flyers in this team, that is just crazy. Thankfully their second flyer is Skarmory, and so that's going to allow me to do super effective damage when I come out with Alolan Marowak. So out that comes. They're able to get to another charge move. I'm not going to shield this up. Sky Attack is going to do a little bit of damage, but nothing too major. They come out with their Alolan Graveler. I'm not going to shield this one up because, again, no matter what it is, it's not going to do any damage. I'm going to throw the Fire Blast here, and we'll see how we go. So forget the shield with the Fire Blast, because they have 2 shields. There's no point throwing the Earthquake. Well, less point throwing the Earthquake, because they are likely at this stage to start shielding. Going to throw another Fire Punch here. So charge it up to back-to-back Fire Punches. We'll see if we can grab that shield. I expect, let's see, we've got a little bit of lag there, and they didn't shield that. Out comes the Skarmory. I do want to get rid of this, even though it's got very little health, so I will just throw that Fire Punch straight away, and then I will throw another Fire Punch onto the Alolan Graveler, and able to farm that down with the Diggersby. So the reason I threw that Fire Punch onto the Skarmory is because it's flying type, it's immune. I know it's steel as well, so that's the ground moves aren't so bad, but flying is immune to ground, so it just does very little damage. So I wanted to throw that and get it done and dusted. So into this match, and out comes the Vigoroth. So I switch into my Alolan Marowak, and they always throw Bulldoze, so you know it's probably not much point. Well, probably should shield that first one up, but then they switch into their own Alolan Marowak there, which is not too bad for me. I mean, I guess it's got a very poor matchup against Diggersby, and so obviously Diggersby is what I'm going to bring into this. If I can get a little bit of an energy lead, and they've got Fire Blast, so that does a huge amount of damage. So that's one of the moves that's really not ideal for my team, but it is what it is. So let's jump in, and I'm going to throw back-to-back Fire Punches here and try and force a shield. Let's see if they want a shield. So let's see what's in the back that they need 2 shields for. It is a Frosslass, going to be doing super effective damage to me, but they're not going to be able to get to 3 charge moves before I can fully farm them down. There's no point throwing a charge move here, so I'll just go to completely farm them down, and they realise that and leave the game. So a good game right there, and was able to go 4-1 in that set, so really good. So I still want the Charmer. Charmer works, well, seems to be working pretty well, but I'm going to swap into the Wigglytuff here instead of the Whimsicott, just because the Grass type move on Whimsicott is really not very useful. Nothing's weak to Grass in this meta, in the Holiday Cup, that is... Yeah, so, well, not nothing, but there's very minimal things weak to Grass in this meta because Grass is not a type that you're allowed to choose just by itself. So I'm going to swap that out for Wigglytuff and see how we go. It also, because it's not Grass typing, the flying type attacks won't be super effective against it. So when it comes into an Altaria, it should be doing all right. So we'll jump into this one, and we've got the Frosslass on the lead, and I'm going to be throwing my charge moves as quickly as possible. So questionable whether this second shield was a good play or not. I'm going to over farm just a little bit, and hopefully we can get to an extra charge move. So able to farm them down, but they do have a... and they got to their body slam before I was able to get to mine. So wasted a whole bunch of energy there, which is not good. They're up a charge move, a shield, and I was hoping to catch a bulldoze there. Wasn't able to do it, so now they're going to be able to body slam spam me, which is really, really not good. So there's the two body slams, and then they're going to come through. I expect this to be a body slam just because they haven't had enough time to save up the bulldoze, and then out comes their own Wigglytuff. So this is really bad. Obviously, because it's normal type, the ghost moves are going to be resisted, and the bone clubs are not going to be doing too much. So I actually probably need to look to see what is the better move here, whether to go straight bone clubs or whether to go shadow bone. And yeah, I'll need to check that out and see which is the better option. I guess if you get the debuff from Shadowbone, it might be alright, but pretty comfortable win for them in the end, which is unfortunate. So swapping into the Wigglytuff, yeah, it didn't really make a difference in that match. Fairly close, but I mean, Wigglytuff is a bit bulkier, a bit higher rated in the meta, so we'll see how we go. So again, Frosslass on the lead. So this time, let's see if I want to try and do something differently. They switch into a Stunfisk, which is just really horrible for them. And then out comes the Earthquake, and they don't no shield it here. I don't need to shield anything. Mud Bomb is going to be doing the most damage, and as you can see, it just does next to nothing. So I'll let that go. So they're going to have Mud Bomb or Discharge. So if they throw a Discharge, it's going to do absolutely nothing. Mud Bomb, not going to do much either. So I'm just going to take this out. And that's very, very quick. So really works out well for me here. Going to throw an Earthquake here. We'll see if we grab a shield this time. I'm really hoping they no shield this, but unfortunately they do throw up a shield. Let's see if I can get to a Fire Punch. I am able to get to the Fire Punch. Happy days. That one goes through, so a little bit of extra chip damage. I'm going to swap into my Alolan Marowak. I'm hoping to catch a Body Slam, but I wasn't able to do so. So they're going to, unfortunately, get that Bulldoze through. Does a whole lot of damage, and I'm going to throw the Shadow Bone. So I'll throw that shield up, and we are on even shields now. They let the Shadow Bone go through, and that's not looking pretty for them, and they leave the game. So that's a good game right there. So really happy with that one. Wigglytuff stayed in the back and was ready to come out and go to town on the anything else. But so pretty comfortable win there in the end. Some really unlucky plays, and to be honest, a really poor play swapping the Stunfisk into the Diggersby, so I imagine that was a misplay. So out comes the Vigoroth. I'm going to swap into my Alolan Marowak. I do shield up the first one, and then they come into their Altaria, which is unfortunate because I can't get that lined up with my Wigglytuff. So I'm going to throw another Shadow Bone here, and they're just letting this go. So that's really interesting. I'm going to let this go. We'll see the Sky Attack come through. It's not going to do enough damage to take me out, and they get a few extra Dragon Breaths in. So I'm going to come out with my Wigglytuff here, and it'll be 1 Charm, and it is down. So out comes a Vigoroth, so that works out pretty well for me. Going to let this Body Slam go. Going to be doing a little bit of damage. They've got two shields, so going to have to think about what I do here. So Fire Punches are going to be the way through. Let's see what they've got in the back, and out comes the Alolan Marowak. So just going to throw these Fire Punches. Let's see if they want a shield. There's one shield. Happy days. They're going to throw their energy. We'll see what they do. So it is the Shadow Bone. Not very effective. They got a defense debuff, but then left the game. So I don't think that game was over. It was pretty close to over, to be honest. I reckon play that out and I would have had that covered. But still probably in their situation worth the playthrough. I guess I did have energy saved on the Wigglytuff as well, so really tough game for them to come back from in that position. Let me know if you think it was ridiculous and they were definitely going to lose, or whether it was worth them staying in. So we'll jump into the next one. And we've got Wigglytuff on the lead, so I'm just going to over-farm a lot and then throw the Fire Punch and see if we can grab a shield. So able to grab that first shield, so that's absolutely outstanding. And then able to get to an Earthquake before they're able to get to their Ice Beam. They are going to throw an Ice Beam any second now. There's the Ice Beam coming through, so you want to count those charge moves. So you're going to shield that Ice Beam up and then look to over-farm just a little bit, just in case they decide to use a second shield here. Because then we can possibly get to another Fire Punch before they fully farm us down. Out comes the Dugong here. So this is not ideal for us. So going to throw the Fire Punch and get taken out. Going to come in with the Alolan Marowak. So it's questionable here. They charged up a fair bit of energy, and so I think they're going to go for the Water Pulse, and they do. So that's an absolutely outstanding shield. So out comes, oh, they've swapped into the Altaria, and this is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. In comes Wigglytuff. Don't need to worry about these Sky Attacks. Well, I say that. It does almost 50% health, but it'll only get to 1, and then I'm able to farm it down. Going to be able to then throw the charge move, but they leave the game as well. So really, really good game there. Able to finally get my Wigglytuff swapped into an Altaria. So, and as you can see, the Sky Attack, well, combined Sky Attack Dragon Breath damage does just about 50%. So yeah, good game there. So we'll jump into this next one. Another Obstagoon. So Obstagoon seems to be a really popular choice at the moment. I'm going to let this go, and I'm hoping it's a Night Slash. It is the Night Slash. They didn't get the boost, so I'm all good. I'm going to throw a Fire Punch here to try and bait out a shield, and I got the shield, so that's absolutely spectacular. Not going to shield this up. I'm going to let this go, and it is the Cross Chop, so it does a little bit more damage. Unfortunately, it's going to take me down fairly low, but I'm going to throw the Earthquake, and that does a lot of damage as well. And then they're able to farm me down, which isn't ideal, but I'm going to come in with the Wigglytuff, and then they've swapped in their own Wigglytuff, so I'm not sure what to... So I'm going to charge up to a charge move here on my Wigglytuff, and then swap into my Marowak. So I'm expecting either Play Rough or Ice Beam, and neither of those are going to do much damage, so tank that with the Marowak and then charge up some energy. So they come in with their own Marowak, and I was able to get to a Shadow Bone and a Bone Club before they could get to a charge move. So it looks like we CMP tied there, but I won it. So I'm going to shield this up, and it is the Shadow Bone. I've got 2 shields. I might as well use it. Next one to come through. I'm going to shield this up as well. And that will just let me charge up some energy. They got the boost there, but too little, too late. And then I'm going to be able to throw the Bone Club and take this match with my Wigglytuff in the back with a charge move stored. So really comfortable win there in the end, which is nice. And able to take that game. So rough start, and then able to go 4-1 again in this set. So really liking the combination with the Charmer instead of, the Ice Powder Snow user, so really, really nice. I've got a video on excellent throws. I'll link that now. Check it out. That was a terrible throw. I didn't want to waste any time, so I just threw it straight away, and that gets me to rank 18, so getting closer to being rated. And not doing too bad. So able to stick at about 60%. I'm just over 60% win rate, so really not too bad. But hopefully that was useful for someone. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.